it's an easy fix.
At least it wasn't picking up the hot mic.
It's
Sorry, I promise that was not it.
oh,
No.
great. You plugged it in from the aux into the computer.
Wait, hold on. We're actually.
Testing. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing. Tiger Sports Network. Testing. Testing. Whoever was tuned in, we just realized at halftime that none of our commentating audio was going through the entire half. Yet me, Braden Carey, and my partner here, Zeke Bennett, were announcing the entire first half.
We're having a great conversation.
We were, yeah, we diagnosed the whole first half, and apparently it wasn't going through at all. So sorry about the technical difficulties, but we hope it is all working now. Still 0-0 at halftime. As we talked about, Zeke and I, it's been such a close battle. Both teams have showed signs of some great opportunities, but still feeling each other out. Little Meg there on Kente. Transylvania's trying to start fast. So Wittenberg led the half 6 shots to 5, but here's an interesting stat, Zeke. Only 1 shot on target, and that is for Transylvania. Henry Rodeker had that attempt for the Pioneers, and that foul's going to go against Nathan White. Came on as a sub in period number 1.
And we talked about it late in the first half, too, that this game is probably going to end up being really chippy. And we've already seen signs of it being a chippy game for the rest of the time here.
Mm-hmm. And it's just natural. Every sport just starts to pick up. Now I see Logan Evans starting on this left side at fullback. White. Back to his midfielder. Here comes a runner. The Pioneers. Miller's going to have to deal with it. And he does well. Clears it out. Only finds a gray shirt, though. Get a little touch there. That was number 5, McKay Wheatley, freshman, driving down that right side. Wins his team a corner. And Zeke, I still cannot believe that whole first half went.
I know.
Just, I think we listened to it. It was just like a buzzing sound.
It was.
So we are so very sorry about that. And, well, I'm assuming the footage went through, so those tuned in could still watch the game. But even though we're such bad commentators, sometimes that noise is a little better than silence.
That was a great pass and header there by Transylvania.
Good hands from Adams. He looked comfortable in goal. Only had one little rocky situation where he misjudged a bounce, but Nothing.
And again, folks at home, we were talking about it in the first half when unfortunately you guys couldn't hear us.
Yeah, they couldn't hear any of our analysis, you know.
Peter Adams, the starting goalie for Wittenberg, is a freshman, and that is something that we hardly ever see a freshman starting here at Wittenberg. And we talk about it all the time, commentating about finding your voice. Oh, there goes Cameron Elliott. And
they switch sides. Cameron now on this left flank, switching with Sirik. Cuts in on his right. Good shoulder-to-shoulder defending. Here comes the ball from Evans, but it's blocked. Elliott tries to do what he can, but not much. Also, Transylvania had the most rotations of the team. They ended up playing about 7 more players in that first half than Wittenberg did. So Coach Burgess for the Tigers keeping a tight rotation, and he has a lot of seniority on this team. And sometimes in these tight games, it's the kind of that maturity, experience level that could overrule skill and fresh legs.
I totally agree, and especially in situations like these where it's gonna probably come down to the wire. Do you want somebody that's been in that situation before, or do you want fresh legs that hasn't been in a collegiate nail biter yet?
And usually in the second half, we'll see Burgess start to make more rotations as the game wears on. Transylvania on that far side. Great bit of skill. Can he get there? He does. Only finds the first defender in a white shirt. Still bouncing around. There's a rip. Didn't connect too well with that. Still danger for the Tigers to deal with. Transylvania. Quick little feet. Shimmying around. Wittenberg win it again. That ball will pass the 50.
So much speed.
And look at that pressure from Wittenberg. Ends up winning a throw-in unexpectedly.
Wittenberg just has speed.
Oh yeah, and it was that. Is that Meyer? Was that Meyer running after that one?
My eyes are failing me right now too.
It's so.
3?
It could have been. It could have been. Yeah, it could have been Sirik or Meyer. Either way, that front 3 is so quick. But
oh yeah,
talking about speed, and we do have a player down for Transylvania. Let's hope it's nothing too serious. But you saw the left winger for the Pioneers on the other side took a touch, which looked like 15 yards away from him. And, you know, within, like, the starting 10-yard line of the football, I mean, it goes further back into the end zone. And he managed to get there and get the cross. And it was a great bit of explosion. But even at the beginning, from the viewer, you're like, no way is he getting there. And he got there. So the speed on display is quite something. Player's still down on the ground. Looks like that might be DeCop. My apologies. Max DeCop. He's been terrific on the ball tonight for the Pioneers. Miller looks to play it long. Kinte misplaces the pass and just finds a gray shirt. Here comes the long ball. And look at that speed. Controls it down. Great bit of skill. Tries to take him end line. Chooses possession over. Block from Wittenberg. Here's Dunlap. Wittenberg finally gets the clearance. And it has been all down that left side for Transylvania so far. Oh, and the ref spots a hand on that little clip ball in. Looking for teammates. Starting to run into that box. And so strong start for Transylvania, Zeke.
Yeah, they've been dominant from the start. I think I sense a little bit more urgency from Transylvania coming out of the half.
And here's another great opportunity. A little too far for a shot, but with a right foot from number 5, McKay Wheatley. He could swing that into the back post to run in gray shirts. Oh, and plays a short ball near post. So a little trickery. Wittenberg definitely wasn't ready. And the ball was just a little heavy weighted, but good little set piece and great game awareness. And that was almost a golden opportunity for the Pioneers.
There's an excellent read by Adams, too.
Yes. Good little 1-2 passing here. And great defending there from Evans. The footwork from Andrew Ballard. And wins the corner. Number 32, Josh Carr. This is, and what we saw at the beginning of the first half was Transylvania starting to come at Wittenberg, and Wittenberg started to grow a little more. Most of Transylvania's shots came in the beginning of the first half, and Wittenberg's coming at the end. Here comes the left foot going near post. Not a bad ball. It goes through defender's legs. Still bouncing around. And 4 blocks later,
This
the
is where
ball's
it gets
cleared.
dangerous for Transylvania. They just
Yeah.
it's all the speed. I keep talking about speed, 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 and that's all Wittenberg is right now.
Well, they're applying that pressure. And here's Cam Elliott, picks it up, has a chance to run with it. And a little miscommunication between him and Harding as it both lined up after the cutback. Harding coming from the right side of the ball, so he wanted that left foot, and Cam, who had possession, wanted that right, and they're both equal distance from it. Cam ended up pulling the trigger, but just that little bit of hesitation threw off that counterattack. But you see Wittenberg, they are applying that pressure. And with that speed, one little mistake from Transylvania, and they're in behind. And it's the same the other way. This game could be one of those chances, not with the offense generates, Zeke, but maybe when is that first little mess up from a defender? Miller. Dunlap into Harding, but good pressure from the Pioneers as they win a throw. Tries to go fast with it. Now White can run. And brilliant
Smart play.
defending
Smart
from
play.
Miller. As that was a good shoulder-to-shoulder battle, and just leaps forward to get the deciding head on it to his keeper, Adams. Players down, and ref spots a foul. So, after some touch-up at halftime, 2 yellow cards for Transylvania, and we decided there was a yellow card for Wittenberg.
There
at one
was a
point.
yellow card for Witt.
So, 2 yellow cards for Transylvania, 1 for Witt. This ball is going to be dead center between the football playing area and goes for the clip. And, that's always going to be Trent Fry's ball. So, kind of a wasted set-piece opportunity there. Ref sees shoulder to shoulder, so great transition defense. Kinte now looking to find Elliott and just plays that pass. It's just a little behind him. And as you can see there, he was pointing more forward up the field. Play it in behind over that fullback so he can run onto it with his stride. Ballard throws it in. Good cut in from Elliott.
Oh, just missed him.
And it was such a little clever reverse through pass to find his teammate. Sometimes it's too clever for the own team's good. That's what you see about Elliott. He's a goal scorer, but he's also a playmaker. He has 2 goals and 2 assists in the first 4 games of the season. So that is why he's out there tonight. Adams dribbles it back into his own box and picks it up after the pressure from White. Just over 10 played in half number 2.
This could be dangerous here.
Meyer just loves to run everywhere, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah.
And I wish we had kind of the heat map. We don't have like IBM or what's the AWS like for the NFL where you get like all those AI like crazy stats. Unfortunately, we can't afford all that. But just a heat map of this game, and I want to say because you keep seeing the ball go one long ball one side, all the other, and I want to say that heat map is just so evenly spread through the whole field.
It's so back and forth.
Yeah, you see it in a lot of games. Like there's always certain areas, but it's just back and forth. The whole field it seems to have been covered. But it seems Transylvania has started to pick up the intensity on their far left side, attacking side. So Wittenberg's right back area, defended by
I believe that's
Logan
Gabe
Dunlap.
Porter for Wittenberg entering the game, and then I cannot see the number.
Is that a substitution for Transylvania?
Yeah,
the
their center back. Folks at home, we talked about it again when you guys unfortunately couldn't hear us.
Yeah.
Gabe Porter, last time I talked to him, he said that he was battling some hamstring injuries, and he told me that he'd probably be out for quite a bit of time. But it seems like he's cleared and ready to go, and that should just motivate everybody at home that if you want to play, you can play.
Yeah. And, but it's also one of those things like you can't help but watch with like a little bit of nerves because, it's just more likely to happen even if he is back 100%. Oh, that's a good-looking ball, but just a little too heavy. And that's just been the case tonight, Zeke. The ideas have been there. Some of the ability building up the field has definitely been there. It's just that final pass hasn't connected.
And who's going to execute first?
Adams plays it long. Great skill there from Harding. Keeps possessing. And I think so far in this second half, and even especially at the end of that first half, one of Wittenberg's star players, good pressure from Kinte. Wittenberg can run. Now with Meyer, puts it on his favorite left foot.
Oh, what a shot.
What a hit, and that's where we saw. That's why you take shots, and Meyer, he's definitely got a beautiful left foot. At first, it seemed like it was going high, but it was one of those that started to dip, and Trent Fry, he had to make a play on that, and that goes over the bar. So best attempt of the game so far, and Wittenberg has a corner.
In Wittenberg's last 4 games, they have shot 76 times.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
And I think this has been their slowest game with shots on goal. They're almost at 50% of their shots taken are on goal, and we saw, especially in that first half, they didn't have one on target. And so that could definitely pick up here early in half number 2. But before that moment of Christopher Meyer having a go, I was mentioning how their leading scorer of the season and last year, Case Sirik, hasn't gotten that ball in those dangerous opportunities where you need to get him the ball. And I can only feel he's felt a little bit of frustration as he hasn't been getting the opportunities to make the plays he wants to.
I agree.
And now Transylvania, maybe with the option, goes that far left, heads it back post. Adams comes out strong, and there's a push, back. And players are definitely going to need to calm down. And there you go, Zeke, with the tensions building up. One thing, so that's going to be a yellow card for Transylvania. And it appears no more. Adams still down on the box. He appears to be getting up, which is a great sign. But a great opportunity for Transylvania, and it was the freshman who had to come out and make the play. And in any sport, I've seen lacrosse, I've seen others. I don't want to be a goalkeeper in any sport. I really
I don't think I could.
In hockey, I just can't. And then especially with soccer, I know you got to come out, you got to be big on those. And it's just that initial collision, he got the ball, he did his job, but on the receiving end for doing your job. You have to take a tumble. So great goalkeeping in the end after a great opportunity from Transylvania. A little bit of frustration, though. Transylvania picks up a yellow card. So 4th yellow card of the night. Clock was stopped at 30:15. So opening quarter of an hour played at Edwards Maurer Field. Still 0-0. Good to see Adams back up on his feet. Harding goes for that one-time through ball to Sirik. And that ball's out of here.
That just hit the top of a garage.
And you know what that means, folks. Free hot dogs at the concession down below. That's not true at all. Don't know why I said that. You know, we should start doing something like that. I love that about sporting events.
That would be fun.
Because if that were true, we would both put the broadcast on hold. We'd leave the camera running, but I would be down there myself.
Munching on a hot dog. There you go.
Schindel-Decker runs through that one, or my apologies, Orton. One of the younger players on this starting lineup.
I'm starting to see it in the way the Tigers are playing. They're starting to find their urgency, find the fire under them. That was a dangerous play there.
And Adam, strong goalkeeping again. But yeah, I'm right there with you, Zeke. It's a little more urgency. That's going to be deflected off for a Pioneer goal kick. Here's going to, now there's a sub for Transylvania. So Max Dedop is out, and what number went in? 3 went in for 8. That's number 3, Leo Bill. Played majority of the first half back into the game for the Pioneers.
Now we're hearing it from the walkie-talkies before. People can probably see it from the video, but Transylvania is really utilizing the depth that they have on their bench.
Yeah. Hey, yeah, I was going to say, I didn't hear originally, but that's going to be Marcus Hill, who started the game for the Pioneers, is going to be coming in for Nathan White, who's that big. As you see, that chain's being made now. So I kind of like some of that coaching when you have kind of all those free subs, but the players that finished the half, even though they started on the bench, they started the second half. So, so they have a sequence of minutes together, so they have the most impact on a game. I know it can be frustrating as a player. You get subbed in, say, at the end of the second half, get to play a few minutes, and then you're back on the bench instantly for the second half, then you come on again. And sometimes it doesn't allow players to have the true impact on the field. Now Wittenberg, good 1-2. That's Cameron Elliott. Kinte running on his left. You're going to find it. Now in the corner. Goes for the cross. And another corner. But both teams, some good opportunities on the set pieces, but nothing that anyone has capitalized off yet. But they have used just all their depth for Transylvania. And we'll see as this game goes on if Coach Burgess is going to look to his bench at all. Kinte to deliver. Chip cross in. Well, that's going to fall in the box. Here comes the shot. Just
wide.
Just scorching left, and I think that was Meyer on his weaker right foot. So good connection, kept it low, but unfortunately for you Tiger fans, that was always going well left, but That's why corners can be dangerous, Zeke. There's that initial clearance. But if that ball's still in that area, you have players running onto it. And if you don't get a good initial clearance, that's where you see some of those rebound shots. And as we just saw, so Wittenberg coming again and another throw. Maybe some of that urgency you talked about.
They want it. You can tell that Wittenberg wants to be the first to score.
Mm-hmm. And, you know, playing the first game at home, those types of chances will get the crowd a little more involved. And, you know, when you get hyped like that, here comes a long throw. Oh, only finds 2 heads of Pioneers. And that's going to be a corner. A little nervy at first from this angle. I think it's just a bit of miscommunication. Almost looked like that could squeak in near post, and which would just be dreadful from the defender's point of view. Nonetheless, a corner, but those types of chances start to hype up the players, and you start feeling like you can just keep on running, keep on going. And then if they get the crowd into it, it could be a big advantage to the Tigers.
Another dangerous corner kick by Wittenberg.
You're not seeing that initial clearance off the first header. It's usually dropping around somewhere in there. Adams. Brave goalkeeping.
What's a header?
Yeah. Yeah, you see a professional player, Manuel Neuer, Zeke, he would do that stuff all the time, like, because, you know, teams would step up so high. He would be near midfield, and he would get there first, and he wouldn't do anything. He would just clear it, like, out of bounds. But for a freshman, he looks pretty comfortable in what he's doing. So 25, Parker Tuma makes his first appearance into the game, as well as Grayson Clare for Ballard. As a substitute in for Transylvania. And there's a goal kick for the Tigers. Still 0-0. It's the battle of defenses here.
It is.
In Springfield, Ohio. Evans finds Elliott. Has a cheeky little flick, but Transylvania recovers. Good little through ball to the corner. And Hill looks to run onto it. Good defense there from Miller. Both of these teams, their recovery defense on those through balls has just been superb tonight.
And both defense sides of the team is, I think that's why this game is 0-0, is because both defensive sides are well-rounded. I can't tell what's going on. Is it a corner? I got a wall blocking my view.
Yeah. Our windows aren't big enough here. Claire drives that in. Orton cleared that one. Oh, 50-50 there. Gray shirt wins it first. Kente dropping back in. 1-2. Evans had to make something of that. Gives up the throw. Play resumed by Rodeker. Here comes the long ball. Just over the head of Hill.
There's Transylvania trying to find that left side again.
There's Meyer putting it into the corner for Elliott. He brings it down. Has a chance for the back pass, and maybe just a little bit forced. It's easily read from Transylvania's defense. There's a long ball, and that's going to be Trent Fries. But then here's another thing. After Zeke, after all these minutes of football being played, and well, apologies for calling it football. I'm just so used to that because I watch so much European professional competition. But for all this soccer being played. You see all these chances, and it's still not clicking. But so this is also a point where, you know, it's either way. You can start seeing the urgency pick up or the frustration getting the better of these players.
I agree. I agree.
Transylvania deals with it. You wonder if Coach Burgess might go to the likes of maybe a player like Josh Palicki, who already has a goal in this year's campaign. Or Jack Pascal, who has an assist. So they definitely have weapons on the bench. I mean, their team have great depth, just like Transylvania. Oh, and here's an opportunity. Falls bouncing in the box. Wittenberg trying to get a shot off, but just absolutely swarmed from Transylvania. And they clear.
There's just not much you can do in that situation either.
Adams, here's a miss kick. Goes for the one time. And Adams is going to ride that one out. Whew. And that was number 32, Josh Carr, who was the first one to receive that miss hit from Adams. And that's where the risky thing. You see a keeper come out like that, but, you know, those mess-ups happen. So it's risk-reward. And I think if you're a Transylvania fan, you might want to see Josh Carr maybe settle that instead of go for the one time or that through ball pass. I think, but in just those moments, you kind of, that adrenaline, it gets you. You know you know that goal's open. You know your teammate Hill's running down the left side, and just play with it. But little scary there for the Wittenberg Tigers as Transylvania runs again. Kinte's been great today at tracking back in that midfield and receiving that ball and intercepting passes. Bump out wide from Sirik to Elliott. Trying to get there first. So great defending in the end from Eric Hicks. 6'1" sophomore who came in, subbed in earlier this half. And they win a throw-in. So for as much speed as both these teams have on those attacking trios, the defenses have really stepped up and kept them quiet.
Yeah. And I think this half too, the midfield, especially the center mids, have stepped it up on both sides as well. I see a lot more control within the center.
Oh, brilliant bit of footwork there from Wheatley. He's back on the ball here again. Switches it out. Great little curl with the left foot. So the Pioneers retain possession. Oh, beautiful little ball into that backside. Transylvania with a chance. Good recovery from Schindeldecker, and that was the best little long ball we've seen all night. It was perfectly into the path of Grayson Clare, sophomore from Crestwood, Kentucky, with a glorious chance to look 1-0, but touch a little heavy, and Schindeldecker comes into the rescue. But, oh, that pass was mighty. Here comes Clare. Back post. It's bouncing around. Oh, good little fake shot. Sends the defender the wrong way, but on the final attempt, it is blocked. And I believe that is Jacob Miller. He's making his way in for Josh Carr for Transylvania Pioneers. But Zeke, hasn't there been some brilliant skill on display? You know, some of those fake shots.
A lot of good footwork too today.
No, it's been brilliant. Transylvania. There they go again, and that stays in. Oh, and that's going to be a trip. In a great area for a dangerous delivery. Transylvania really starting to knock on Wittenberg's door here, Zeke. It's been a game of waves, hasn't it? I mean, that's like it is in sports, but there's been moments where Wittenberg's attacking, but now Transylvania back on the front end, and they're looking more and more dangerous by the minute. Whistle blows. The box is swarmed with gray and white shirts. There's the ball near post. And it looks like that was Meyer who came back and did his defensive duties.
Got a corner kick for Transylvania.
And another
now.
corner. There's been so many set pieces, but
There has.
I think it's just been such an even match in that box. You know, no one person is truly winning a header. It's just such great 50-50 battles. There's a ball near post. Oh, that one drops right through the middle. And that header from the back post goes over the crossbar. And that is number 12, Jacob Miller, who just subbed into this one. That would have been quite a substitute, you know, coming in and within a minute almost nicking a goal. But talk about, you do not want to see that ball go through the box on the set pieces.
Cameron Elliott.
Elliott cuts onto his favorite right, has a chance! Off the post.
Great take by Cameron Elliott there.
Oh, yeah. You know he's going to go on his right foot and try to take that shot, but he's so quick and fast. You have to yield the space to those attackers. He flew right by, just inches away from taking the lead here. So 2 great chances for both teams on either end. Last quarter of this one, quarter of an hour, I should say, will be a thrill. There's Sirik. Meyer drives in. Goodbye. He's in the box. Crosses it. Almost finds Elliott, and I think that's going to, the ref says that's off of Elliott, so that will be a goal kick. Brilliant bit of skill from
Tigers are getting closer and closer.
Well, and just a couple minutes ago, it's Transylvania is pushing. What a game we have here! But
just like you were saying, it's waves.
Mm-hmm. And that either team can pull this one, put it into their pocket as they go home. But you saw all 3 of that attacking trio for Wittenberg was involved in that play. Brilliant skill from Sirik and Meyer. Almost found the finishing touch of Mr. Elliott himself. There's going to be a foul against Transylvania. So Wittenberg with Miller will have a chance to send the ball up the field. And looks like a sub is going to come in here shortly for the Wittenberg Tigers. In the closing, roughly 13 minutes. There's the long ball.
What a boot.
Only finds the head of Transylvania defender. They will have time to Hill tries to bring that down to maybe start the counter attack. I can't do that. They will win a free kick. See, did you catch that number? Was it 10?
I think that's Braden Ring about to come in for the Tigers.
Braden Ring, junior from Newcastle, Indiana. It's going to be the first major change for Burgess's Tigers team in the second half.
First time I've seen him use the depth that he has on his bench.
Mm-hmm. We saw Gabe Porter was a substitute for the Tigers in the first half and the second half. Not many else. Kinte. Evans. Little missed touch there, and we're back in a 50-50 battle. That'll be a Wittenberg throw-in. That's what I love about soccer and in college is their physicalities. When a team loses the ball, you don't know who's going to get possession for the next 10 seconds because there's so many touches, there's so many battles, there's so many pushes, and just that brief little bit, it just is back and forth in those little battles there. And it's hard to commentate because it's these guys are just going crazy for it.
So I got to trust the refs sometimes.
Quite a few players warming up for the Transylvania Pioneers on that far right side. Here's the long ball.
That's something we haven't seen in a little while from Transylvania, is sending that ball to their left side.
Yeah. Which is overall where they've been most effective tonight. And One of their best chances did come from a long ball over to the right. There's Hill. Great footwork onto the left. Finds his teammate, and he is offsides. And, you know, I think that's the first offsides call for Transylvania tonight. I know Wittenberg had, I think, 2 in the first half. But, honestly, the timing of these runs have been pretty good for the Pioneers. They win that one. And here's the substitute to come again. It was Jacob Miller. Pass finds a white shirt. Now Elliott. Driving. Tries to find Meyer. Good read. And you're starting to see a few more some heavier touchers out there. And I mean, a lot of these players have been playing coming up on 90 minutes. And at this stage of the game of such a battle, I mean, I can't even imagine how exhausted you must feel. Wittenberg trying to switch it to Kinte. Elliott over here open on the other side. Good shield from Hill. Can he retain possession? He's still running for it. Schindeldecker has to clear it out. Better safe than sorry. Now under 10 to play. Still 0-0.
This is when it becomes a real nail biter. On that under 10-minute mark when it's 0-0, in a game like this especially. We're probably going to see a lot of emotions from players.
There's a shot, but nothing too troubling for Peter Adams. And that's substitute Jacob Miller. He's been quite lively since coming on about 5-6 minutes ago. So maybe a good decision there from Coach Federici. And here are 2 more substitutes coming on for Transylvania. Make that 3 and 4. So Coach Federici really trying to use his depth to make something happen. Reneker's going to go back in, as well as Andrew Ballard. Once Transylvania gets the next stoppage of play in their advantage. Trying to find Elliott with the flick. Not bad at all. Oh, and he's on!
Oh, what a flick by Cameron Elliott there.
And that was Case Sierick almost out of nothing. Applies the pressure. Tries to... Keeper Trent Fry was coming out nice and quick. And Case Sierick just trying to get any touch he could to maybe nick it through the legs of the falling keeper to either side. So in the end, biggest save of the night. And it goes for Transylvania's keeper. And honestly, the biggest chance of the night, Zeke.
I agree. You said it best yourself. They made something out of nothing there, and that was the best opportunity they've had all game.
Mm-hmm. Well, you see the physicality of Case Sierick. That was a 50-50 ball and ends up just getting the better of the defender. But, you know, I'm not surprised in this type of game that the best chance we've seen has come in the final 10 minutes. How will Transylvania respond? You would think with this much time in the game, each team will get at least one more chance
Got a corner
to make something happen. And maybe a few more chances at this rate as Elliott wins a corner for Wittenberg, and another sub for Transylvania will be coming in after this corner is played. It's going to be Kinte, the midfielder, taking it on his right. Ball's a little close to the keeper. Good punch from Trent Fry. So, in Transylvania, cleared. These keepers have been on point today.
They have. I was just about to say, Trent Fry, Transylvania's goalie, he's been having a game himself as well.
Oh, look at that. Pass 1, pass 2. It goes to the right of the goal there.
6:20 left.
What a chance. Was that Nick Harding on the
It
ball?
looked like it.
Yes. And there you see all those type of players, they just need one opportunity. Just a bit of green grass, and they're on their way. Cool and collected from Rodeker. A little too much there as Wittenberg looked to win it back. Elliott and Rodeker. Great skill there from Elliott. And there is a trailing leg from Rodeker. That's going to be a yellow for him as the players start to calm down.
Another yellow for Transylvania.
Can't complain too much about that. Nothing too aggressive from Rodeker. He was challenging the ball, but Cam did get there first and just touched it behind him. And just the trailing leg of Rodeker did catch him. So nothing malicious in that,
No.
but good
just-
refereeing from.
You're just
ref.
seeing pure emotions from all the players.
Yeah, and you usually see that afterwards, like, right after a big
Yep.
challenge like that. But that was just a great battle between two players. And Elliott wins a free kick. Kinte and Harding standing over it. Kinte delivers. Adds the curl, but once again right to Trent
too
Fry.
much.
Wittenberg has had a lot of looks at set pieces and crosses in, but really the delivery just hasn't been there tonight. We've seen the best chances on through balls and little flicks off headers, off of Chris Meyer, Cameron Elliott. There's some individual skill, but a lot of those crosses just haven't been up to the standard they want. Now coming down to 5 minutes. Looking to send Elliott away, but Rodeker does well.
Great read on that long ball by Transylvania defense right there.
Long ball doesn't work out for the Pioneers as the Tigers have a throw. Rodeker clears again. Back from Kinte.
With 4 minutes remaining in this beautiful soccer game that we got going on here.
Absolutely magic, Zeke. Transylvania now on their favorite left side. Little one-on-one opportunity. Tells the defender goodbye. Plays it back post. Always going long, though. And just curled out of bounds. So goal kick here for Peter Adams. But Zeke, I can tell you there's a few times last year's, even in last season, especially in a few of the women's games, where there was quite a few goals in the last minute of these matches I broadcasted.
I remember.
It's something about this field.
Oh, he's got space.
Looks to thread it forward. Brought down from Sirik. Twisting and turning out to Meyer. Cuts in on his left. And tries to play that long ball and clip his teammate Porter back post. And didn't get that one right at all. Fry to resume play. Wearing the all neon. Once again, sorry that you missed our beautiful voices the first half. Hope we made up for it in the second interval of play. There's the long ball. Hill goes up with Kinte. Kinte wins. Elliott and Rodeker. Rodeker wins that battle this time. coming up. 2 minutes exactly to go here in Springfield, Ohio at Wittenberg University. Elliott runs through that one off his shoulder. But the trailing Tiger can't find that. Now Transylvania has some space on the left side. Tigers retreating. Good shoulder to shoulder there. See, and those are those moments, Zeke, I'm talking about. It's both. It's just continuous 50-50
Yep.
balls, and you just don't know who's going to come out with it. Tigers have the throw, and then quickly cleared over there, and
Another
more
ball.
free hot dogs. Would you look at that?
We should make that a thing.
That we should be. That should be a thing. Yeah. You know, but that's actually true. I can't remember the last time I've seen 2 balls go out of this arena. I remember a lot of times 1.
It's always one.
There's always 1.
Less than a minute now.
Good interception there, but only goes out for a throw-in. Transylvania looking for what could be their last opportunity of the game. He keeps it in. Only finds a Wittenberg shirt. So Transylvania will have a corner here. And it looks like, yeah, they're gonna send pretty much everyone forward with a person trailing around the 30-yard line. Here's the ball going in back post. Lots of shirts there, just over the last runner. Ball's still dangerous, and they have to deal with it. Down to 15 seconds. Now Wittenberg looking to run. Meyer can't be set free. Now we are down to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And this one
And that was another ball gone right at the buzzer.
Did it go out?
That was 3 of them.
Oh, that's 3. That's gotta mean something, right? But wow, Zeke, what a match! It's just a brilliant game to watch. You look at the final score line, maybe not much to it, 0-0, but those games are some of the biggest battles and some of the most thrilling to watch. And this is going to be one of those games where, it really frees up the ability for coaches and what they're going to do from this point on, where they're going to have to analyze this game nice and tough. The things they did, because in these type of games, both teams did things super well, especially the defense, the goalkeeping. And then at other times, they didn't do things. They messed up on a few things. So it was just, these games of the season are so huge, and it was just a thrill to commentate. And any final thoughts from you, Zeke, on this one?
That was my first time watching the men's soccer in a very long time. And I can say they did not disappoint one bit. They were very fun to watch.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to see them back in action here soon.
Mm-hmm. And I believe that makes Transylvania's record 1-2-2 in Wittenberg at 3-0-2. So 2 draws for the Tigers. But that is two ties in a row for Wittenberg. But, here's another thing, Zeke. You look at a 0-0. Yeah, you didn't score. But guess what? You didn't get scored on.
Exactly.
And sometimes clean sheets in a long season, that is a good result, especially against some of those opponents that maybe had the better game.
Yeah.
And it'd be really interesting to talk to these players after the game. Of course, we can't, and not on this broadcast, to kind of ask their thoughts on it, how they felt the game was going from down on the field. From up here, it was such an even battle, such a good game to call, and not a bad start for Wittenberg's opening game, and not a bad showing for the traveling Transylvania Pioneers. But for that, I think that'll do it. Final score from Edwards Maurer Field: Wittenberg 0, Transylvania 0. It is Braden Carey and Zeke Bennett. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, and we'll see you again soon on the Tiger Sports Network.